So today I want to talk about food sensitivities and babies and our experience. Now I know everyone's is different and I know everyone has different comfort levels, knowledge, support, etc. And I know when we Google these things on the interwebs, it's overload. So I just want to share what our experience was and our reasoning, rationale, all of that. So if you don't know, I'm a functional nutritional therapy practitioner. I went to the Nutritional Therapy Association for an intensive 9-month training all about the body, physiology, foundations, digestion, blood sugar, minerals, hydration, fatty acids. I honestly believe this has set me up to overanalyze everything in my life, but I also do think it is an invaluable tool. So let me break down. So in our son's first month of life, he, I guess was a typical baby. We had our struggles and figuring things out, but what started happening, a couple weeks into his life, he started getting baby acne and he was constipated. You can visually see him being uncomfortable, grunting, trying to push something. It wasn't fun. He started getting fussy, he was uncomfortable, and he didn't know what to do. So I did a couple things. A friend gave me some advice and actually sent me a video of her doctor had given her, and was this whole moving the gut around to try to loosen things up and get things moving, and it worked. It was awesome. You heard little toots here and there. It was cute. He liked it. It was a lot of grunting and he was, wiggling and moving his body. He thought it was hilarious. But he still had baby acne, which everyone who you even bring it up to will say, that is totally normal. Babies get a little acne. That's a little discomfort. Although it is common, doesn't necessarily mean it's normal and it should happen. What happens on the face is a reflection of what's happening in the body. But something to me stunk. It didn't sit right. At the time, I also started getting seasonal allergies. I kind of resolved them a year or two prior. While I was pregnant, I was eating so much dairy. Ice cream, cheese. Oh my god, the cheese. Yogurt, butter. There was a lot of dairy, and it wasn't I was eating a little bit every day. It was a lot every single day. So something to me just felt off. I know that dairy is a common allergen, so at my son's first month appointment, all went well. She asked if I had any questions. I brought up the baby acne, the constipation. She said it's common for newborns to not go daily or even a couple times a day. It's common that they go 5, 7, 10 days without a bowel movement. What? Huh? Okay. She said baby acne is common. If I wanted, I could put some cream on it. Again, not an answer I wanted to hear. I told her, well, I think it might be a dairy sensitivity. I think, he might be reacting and might be inflaming his gut and it's reflecting on his face, making him constipated. She said, nah, that's probably not it. But if it'll make you feel better, you can try to eliminate, but good luck with that. Chance of you successfully eliminating a food is slim to none. I was thanks for the support, woman. Woman to woman, mother to mother. You're supposed to be a doctor helping her patient. That's not really supportive. Can we get to a root cause here and not just oh, let's dismiss it. It's fine. He'll get over it. In the meanwhile, deal with his fussiness, deal with his crying, deal with his discomfort, deal with him being up late at night. Yet you're telling me I should be getting sleep. So, I said, fuck you! I'm gonna do it, because basically if you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna shove it to you. So I eliminated dairy. Within the first week, our son started having bowel movements every 3-4 days, I believe. Within 10 days, he was every other. And then I want to say just about 2 weeks later to 3 weeks, he was going daily. He's been going daily since. He has no baby acne. I don't remember when that got eliminated. So since month 1 of life, he has not had dairy. He's had bowel movements every day. What goes in must come out, right? He might have ever had one like poop blowout, but truthfully, we haven't experienced that blowout that parents talk about like all the time, where it's coming out of the back of the diaper, you need to change the baby 3 times a day. And we use cloth diapers. I'm sharing this experience because I think it's important to share a positive experience. And yes, there's trial and tribulations, but I put in the work and detective work to see what would work. And yes, it was the first thing I just thought, but I followed my gut instinct. So yeah, I mean, we eliminated dairy. We tried to reintroduce it throughout the next, what is it now, 21 months? And it didn't go well. I could see when someone slipped. So at daycare, they were notified he should not have dairy. I said it wasn't like life-threatening, but he does have a sensitivity and he is not to have dairy. We provided all of his meals, so his 2 snacks and his lunch, they came from me. And he got breast milk up until he was like 16 months at daycare. So I had control of his diet, and when you are dealing with food sensitivities, you need to have control. I therefore needed to eliminate dairy also, and my seasonal allergies were gone within like a few days. I mean, all I had at the time, because it was minor and I had controlled it before, was I had slightly like tingling up in my sinuses and stuffiness. And I was getting a little bit of a sore throat, but like not really. So those were my signs, and I haven't had them since eliminating dairy. Slip-ups. It was very obvious when at daycare he was given a snack. He gets what he gets at daycare. I ask that they give them the food that we bring in first, and if he's still hungry or if he wants to try what they have, like, I'm fine with it, as long as it doesn't have dairy. But I can tell when they don't read the label thoroughly. So like an example was he came home with goldfish in his diaper. Goldfish? Like the cheddar cheese goldfish. Cheddar cheese. That's dairy in it, guys. But he gets constipated, so he misses a bowel movement. He'll not go the following morning. It takes 2. So if he has it, let's say Monday afternoon at snack time, he might have a bowel movement on Tuesday morning, but really it's Wednesday that he doesn't have the bowel movement, and then he'll have a bigger one on Thursday. And he actually usually has 2, so he would have like 2 on Thursday. So his takes about 48 hours, 36, 48 hours to manifest and show up. And then you can see slightly in, like on Tuesday afternoon, like little rashes, blotchiness, maybe some little pimples show up. So it's obvious. This has gone on. We've tried to introduce here and there. So my husband still eats butter, so we'll introduce butter occasionally. Occasionally, like he might have raw dairy somehow, maybe in a cup or maybe in like a dish or something. He occasionally has cheese, and every time it just doesn't work. Like 19 and a half, 20 months, my husband asked, like, you know, can we like see if he can drink some raw dairy? I think he really wants it. And I like looked at him and was like, I don't feel like dealing with the consequences. I was like, sure, like why not? Like if anything, raw dairy is probably the best thing to actually test. And we were going away for the weekend, so I could actually control what was going in, and I could watch reactions with him over the next 2 days. So I was like, sure, go ahead. So he actually poured a little in his little tin cup, and the boy chugged it. He loved it. So raw dairy is better than conventional dairy because it hasn't been altered from its original state. So a common problem with conventional dairy and why dairy sensitivities or allergies are so rampant is because milk has been modified. Milk in its whole form comes with associated enzymes to break down and be digested within our body. The pasteurization, the heating of the milk to remove bad bacteria, also removes like good bacteria and enzymes and things that we need that would be beneficial to us. So it's not just removing the bad. Therefore, it's kind of wreaking havoc in our digestive systems because it doesn't have the cofactors it needs to digest it, break it down, and for our bodies to use it. So it causes inflammation, and that inflammation in our gut mostly can get reflected on our face, because inflammation, things can't move freely. We have poop, waste sitting in our gut, which is then getting reabsorbed into our bloodstream, and then that's showing up on our face. So like toxic waste. So extreme, but it's one way to think about it. He actually took it well. I think he had he had rosy cheeks that weekend. But he was still had BMs and all was good. So we've kind of let it go. He's not having dairy every day. He has butter here and there. Slowly introducing. We didn't go from like, oh, it looks good, to like eating it all. It's, baby steps. Slowly introduce. I would say he's getting it maybe twice a week. We make fresh sourdough bread, and my husband puts chunks of butter on it, and my son will take the bread and literally just lick the butter off. And butter is very nutritious, and it's high in vitamin K, which is great for babies. So I'm taking it as a win on whole foods and fat, because I love fat another day. But that's been our experience. I would say it worked out, and that was, following my nutritional therapy training, but also listening to my screaming instincts and gut. I would say overall, we've had a very happy, healthy baby. We've had minimal fusses. I feel like we don't have a lot of the problems most parents complain about. He has slept well since day one. He's been overall happy and comfortable. I mean, of course he has his moments, but I'm saying most of the time, I don't want to say easy and breezy, but it's been simpler. And I think if, we weren't so hung up on, oh, it's too difficult to figure out if a baby has a food sensitivity, try it. Eliminate it for a month. And then slowly introducing it and watching for reactions. Looking for a change in mood, energy, GI issues, skin. The body is a powerful tool, and it will tell you what is wrong with it if you just listen. And I think if parents were given that support, parents wouldn't think it's difficult. And I say that because I feel like when I got pregnant, all I heard the horror stories, like, are you sleeping? Is he a good baby? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, everyone likes to like complain, and I get that, but as a new parent, I don't want to hear like the worst of the worst. Like, I want to hear some positive story, and that's what this is. Like, while we had our difficulties, we pivoted. We made sure it worked. Yeah, it sucked that I couldn't eat dairy for 20 months. I mean, I'm still not really eating it. But to me, it was not worth it to see my son in pain and discomfort and just watch his mood change. Like, and I know most people don't think it's a big deal, but inflammation has a huge impact on everything in our body, and it's not something to just gloss over. So that's our experience. I hope this finds some resonance with someone out there, and that you can find the confidence and support to try. See if it's a food. And mamas, if you're breastfeeding or pumping and feeding, whatever, I know it's hard and it's not easy, but reach out to a nutritional therapist. They will support you. They have tips and tricks. They know swaps. And it's hard at first because change is difficult. The unknown is difficult. But with support, it's possible. So I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you guys soon.